It's coffee break! I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend of holidays. There was 2 holidays.
There were?
Yes.
What were they?
May 4th, Star Wars Day.
Yes, may the 4th be with you.
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone celebrates Cinco de Mayo.
I think mostly no one, actually.
It's a silly day.
It's kind of like Taco Tuesday. It was just a thing white people invented to be an excuse to eat Mexican food more often.
I see it as St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
We want to eat this one specific kind of food item.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate this one culture that a majority of us are from.
And the majority of the actual culture does not celebrate this day.
Yeah. It's like, there is no German day, but what is Christmas? No, we didn't watch any Star Wars.
Mm-mm.
I didn't feel like watching Star Wars.
You said you were going to watch Phantom Menace? One of them? I think it was Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I never got around to it.
Yeah.
I just didn't care too much.
We also recently rewatched them.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the movie plays in my heart 24/7.
Mm-hmm. I always just, like, there's Qui-Gon, there's Obi-Wan, there's Anakin. They're all just in my heart.
Cinco de Mayo was a nice, quiet Sunday.
It was. It was lovely.
Okay, so what happened this week? There were some weird things. Microsoft has continued to establish themselves as the villains of everything.
You could have just worded it as, Microsoft has gone crazy. I knew they were the villains. Did you see what happened to Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah. Well, shutting down Tango games like that really made me pissed off and upset.
You know what's the worst thing is? I knew this was coming, too. Because the Xbox isn't doing amazing.
No. We have the strongest console. No one has it, dude.
It's like, do you? It doesn't matter. You have no games for it.
The people who have Xboxes, you know what they use them for?
What?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, and no one cares about Call of Poopy. You know, that's so boring. People talk, you know what was Game of the Year? Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
You want to know what was on? Not the Xbox.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
PC and PlayStation, I thought. Those were your only options.
Who owns PC?
I guess, yeah, but like if you want to talk about Microsoft with its gaming division, PC is that. Its actual Xbox? Its actual console?
Yeah,
No.
doesn't work.
And even then, is it even Microsoft doing PC? A lot of people get like custom builds, like Alienware or whatever.
Yeah, but they all run off Windows, which is
Yeah.
still Microsoft.
Because Windows is the only one that actually works.
That's
Isn't
not
that
true.
right, Mr. Apple?
I like my Apple products.
How do you like not being able to capture your screen because they don't support Bandicam?
We fixed that problem.
Yeah?
There's been a lot of editing messes for me. And one of them, weirdly enough, was clean up the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can record footage.
It's almost like I've been telling you to do that.
I unlocked a new door. And I'm so excited to expose it. I was reading about this today. This is new news. That Disney will team up with Warner Brothers. And they will awful...
Oh, so to jump in the gun, I see.
Wow.
That does sound awful.
They will offer a bundle that includes Disney Plus, Max, and Hulu together later this summer with price hikes.
Of course. You know what that tells me?
They're both failing because they are.
Yeah. Do you think maybe the price hikes won't help?
So I've had no reason to go to Disney for anything other than nostalgia most of recently.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that we watched that was new on it was...
It was Wish, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wish, but I was thinking Percy.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Percy, I was coming back every week to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm. But Percy was on something else, wasn't it?
It was on Hulu, but
Yeah.
I watched it on Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Max, yesterday, I was trying to get it to start up so that I could play Ghost Adventures, because I wanted to watch the new episodes that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't working. I went to Discovery, which is also Ghost Adventures, territory, right?
Yeah.
And Warner's Discovery owns that one as well. Wasn't working. And I was like, really? I went to Hulu, worked just fine. I went to YouTube, just fine. Amazon, just fine.
So just those two.
Yep. And I was just like, wow. So I can't watch the content on your show or on your streaming device, yet you want to raise prices?
Mm-hmm. So I had a Funimation account. Funimation, because Madoka Magica's on it. Funimation recently got absorbed into Crunchyroll, so I technically have a Crunchyroll account because it just transferred over. And then, like, 2 days after I confirmed that, I got an email that was like, we're gonna raise prices. You're currently paying, like, I think it's $9.99, which I'm already like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
For anime, yeah, that's, it's like, who's gonna go up to, like, $11.99? I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $12 to watch anime. To not even, because I don't watch enough anime to make that even worth it in the long run.
True. They're also supposed to unveil this new sports streaming app, which is supposed to bring in all of Disney and Warner Brothers stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
And Fox.
I thought your sentence was going to end, it's supposed to bring in all the elderly people. Because who cares?
Many people watch live sports.
I guess.
More people watch live sports than stream.
But, like, I don't. This might be the thing. NFL does well. Does it?
It does.
Is it doing well?
Yes.
Is it?
It is.
All right. We'll see. I'll admit it's not my realm of expertise.
Why do you think it's not doing well?
I don't know. I just look at it and I'm just like, I don't see how people could be happy with this. I was paying $70 to watch football. That seems crazy. $70 a month to watch football.
Yeah, but it was only 6 months.
Yeah, but I think $12 is too much for anime, and I actually like anime.
And we love football.
Yeah.
And we will watch football.
I don't know. I think, we've talked about it before, these streaming services, they're going to really learn that piracy is easy.
Mm-hmm.
If they keep raising the prices, they're just going to make people pirate their things even more.
Well, I've also seen that Disney has released Steelbox collector's editions of their Marvel and Star Wars shows.
Oh.
So I was telling you about the cover of Obi-Wan and how I think it looks like ass.
Yeah.
If you just look at it, you can just clearly see what I'm talking about.
They could have done a million other things. We talked about, like, we gave, like, each other 4 different examples.
Of what to do, yeah.
And they went with whatever.
And then there's Andor.
Well, people have been clamoring for physical media because they keep just deleting things.
Yep. And then there's Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Wow. Cool.
I didn't see She-Hulk on there, which I was like, really?
Like, people just didn't like it. They're so dumb.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. It's a great show.
It is good. They saw a clip of her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, and they're like, oh, this isn't my cool badass guy show. And it's like, no, it's supposed to be a comedy.
Watch, she'll show up in One Piece because she's a fan of One Piece, and it'll take off like crazy.
Which one? Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Christian Bale was recently talking and said he has one condition to coming back for Dark Knight 4, which I was like, it's so long ago.
So who's asking him this?
It's been 12 years, dude.
Yeah.
And he said only if Nolan wanted to tell one more story. And I was like, okay. I mean, his brother was talking recently about how he wants to keep telling Batman stories.
And people like Batman. I'm going to be honest about
There's
something.
no room for Christian Bale's Batman anymore.
I think this is a surprisingly unique conundrum for just superheroes. Is that people get far too married to actors playing specific superheroes. Like, people always like, oh, we have to bring back, like, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Those are our only acceptable options for Spider-Man. And it's like, no, anyone could play him. I don't know why we become so, like the moment, like, rumors start bubbling up about a new movie or some reboot or remaster or something, it's always just the same names, no matter how old they are, no matter how much they've expressed they don't want to do the movies anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird. And I was like, I mean, I don't know what Christian's trying to do there. just to ruffle some feathers with people.
Well, did he bring it up, or did someone ask him? Because that's also a big thing.
I don't know the actual interview. I just know him talking about it.
Like, lots of superhero fans will, like, bring up things. Like, are you gonna be Spider-Man again? Do you want to be Batman again? It's like, they've done a million other movies. Hundreds of way better movies. Yeah, I like Batman. Are you gonna be Batman?
Also in the article when I was reading it, they're like, he had the greatest goodbye, where he was able to stop the bomb from detonating on Gotham and survived and went off to live his life with Selena Kyle. And I was like, oh, is that how we're going to interpret that ending?
That's one interpretation. Yeah, that's kind of a big wrench to throw in there.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
It leaves it intentionally vague, where you can't come with a decision on your own, but it's heavily implied that he's actually dead.
You know what? In the comments, just tell me if you think he's alive or dead.
Yeah.
Just what your opinion is, because for me, I think he's dead.
I like to, it's funner for me if he's still alive.
Yes, but...
So everyone gets their happy ending, but in my heart of hearts, I know the answer.
It was a nuke, dude. You can't escape a nuke. I don't give me the excuse because he's Batman. What? He's just a dude with a weird suit.
Yeah, Batman doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, especially not escaping nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan is in talks to direct the new Exorcist film.
Yeah.
So the last Exorcist was the beginning.
It's stinky poo-poo garbage.
With the two girls who were infected at the same time.
Man, it was bad.
There was so much promise with it.
I guess.
And then we just never really talk about that weird house that they found where they ended up being possessed.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we'll like go there and learn important things.
And I think a character did go there.
Did they? I don't think so.
Or they, yeah, it didn't. And then the demon plays this weird game where, if you haven't seen it, it's really not a great film.
It's so not.
But basically, one of the girls has to die in order for the other one to survive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the moment where she dies, the one that does end up dying dies, that's the only interesting part. Where we see her in this, like, she gets sucked back into, like, a realm half-flooded, kind of like the place where they found them.
Yes.
And the demon takes her soul. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, and we never touch on that again.
No.
The idea of this Exorcist and why it's called The Beginning, even though it doesn't take place before the original Exorcist, they wanted to build a trilogy.
Yeah.
But because that one did so bad, the director was reworking it, and now we get this news that they're like, oh, we're just going to bring in Mike Flanagan, and we're just going to do another one.
He's going to do lots of... We were talking about him doing The Dark Tower.
Yep. He's supposed to work on the Dark Tower.
That, if anyone could, I think he could, because the Dark Tower needs a lot of work, a lot of changes. It's not as good as we all remember it, if you've read the books.
What you were telling me about it, I was like, nah, I don't even want to watch this.
It gets weird. I liked it a lot when I read the books, but it is all over the place.
I found out this. Ryoku?
Who's that?
Ryoku Kui is the creator of Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, she's great.
She took great inspiration from a 1990s video game that her dad played called Wizardry 6 Bane of the Cosmic Forge.
That's an amazing Wizardry 6.
Yes. I was like, where's the other 5?
Bane of the Cosmic Forge. Hell
well, you're
yeah.
stuck in this dungeon that's always changing, and there's different walks of life within it.
Okay, cool.
And a lot of them show up in the comic and story.
Nice.
She also very much loves video games.
You can tell.
And I thought this was super interesting because when we first started watching it, I said, this should be a video game. This is so cool.
Yes.
The concept of killing your monster, not only learning how to kill the monster, but then figuring out what to do with it and how to eat it.
Yeah. It's like
then continuing your journey through the dungeon. And watching Delicious in Dungeon, which that last episode was actually kind of funny.
I really loved it. I was thinking about it like days afterwards.
Which is weird because the episode before it was super serious and bloody.
Yeah.
People were dying left and right. I mean, it was a bloodbath.
They got resurrected.
Yeah.
They were fine.
Yeah, but there was a lot of titties and blood. I'm just gonna say that.
Just under boob.
And then this one was just like comic relief.
Yeah, I was playing Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on the Switch. And as I was playing it, I was like, this could be delicious in dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Just going through the dungeon like this would be the way to do it. And then on certain levels, you have your encampments and you cook. And then it'd be like Cooking Mama.
Yep. No, honestly, Cooking Mama meets Legend of Zelda. Mm-hmm. Classic Legend of Zelda when it was an actual dungeon crawler.
Mm-hmm. The OG on the NES.
Jamie Lee Curtis has been spotted on the set of The Bear for season 3.
Oh, okay.
Which I was like, I thought you were supposed to be hanging out with the One Piece crew. But okay.
She's been doing lots of weird stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool that they are attracting stars like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for The Bear season 3.
Season 1 was amazing.
Yes.
Season 2 still very good.
Season 2 has great moments. It's the ending that killed me.
Yeah. The worst part was his story arc. The bear.
Mm-hmm.
Like his was real weak. Everyone else really got to shine. A lot like Abbott Elementary this 3rd season.
Yes.
Ugh.
That fell flat on its face.
Real nothing season.
Animal Control season 2 is super unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even funny. It's painful.
Yeah, we got to the episode with what's his name?
No.
What's his name?
You saw where I was going with that.
Because I thought that too. Dr. Ken Jeong. That's what it is.
Ken, yeah.
Yeah.
Not funny.
No. So not funny. Not even, like, close to funny. And it's the same, like, half-assed will they, won't they bullshit they've been doing for episodes on end.
Yep.
And they don't even try to have animals anymore.
Yeah.
They gave up on that a while ago.
But they do have animals. It's weird because I was on Instagram and I saw this footage of a raccoon. And he went inside this machine that had a giant pipe.
Yeah.
It's designed for, like, basically sucking up mud and putting it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just on. And he runs into the machine and goes into it.
Yeah.
And then the camera goes down the length of the pipe to show you. And then he just gets dropped out and lands on the ground. And then he stamps around because he's so excited and just runs right back into the machine where we do it again, and he just keeps doing it because he was having so much fun. Sorry, I hit something. If you can just go out in the wild and find that.
Yeah. Like, the whole premise of the show is
it's supposed
animals.
to be about animals, yeah.
And they have, like, they'll have, like, a cat, a dog, like, real regular domestic. We've had, like, 3 different cat episodes.
Yes.
And it's like, if the whole point is animal control unit, but you couldn't get interesting animals, why did you do this show?
They needed a gimmick. Every show needs a gimmick. Speaking of shows with gimmicks, I'm not looking at anything. I just kind of dramatically looked to the side.
Yeah, you looked over. I thought there was a dog by me.
No, The Office.
Mm-hmm.
I said they already casted 2 characters. We now got a synopsis, and it describes that the documentary crew that made Dunder Mifflin so infamous is looking for a new project, and they found out about this Midwestern newspaper company that is trying to bring back the dying media using volunteer reporters.
Yeah.
So it's a sequel reboot?
Yeah, there's no returning characters.
Not as far as we know, and there probably shouldn't be.
I hope not.
But yeah, it's just this concept of a dying newspaper company and really dumb practices of work. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, isn't that what Dunder Mifflin was?
I feel like they didn't need to stable this to The Office to make it work.
Yeah, it could have been its own thing.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, I think it'll still be called The Office.
Yeah.
It'll just be a new office.
The only thing I could see really making this shine is if the documentary crew actually get characters.
You have what they tried to do at the end there?
Like the audio guy who shows up suddenly. Because one thing I think is hilarious in What We Do in the Shadows is we frequently do see the camera crew.
Yeah.
Because they're often running for their lives or getting hurt. But they're not characters, they're just people who we happen to see every now and then throughout the shenanigans of the episodes.
Yeah.
I think if we actually had the camera crew, we don't, stop and interview the camera crew, but we get to the point where we know who these characters are because we're also constantly catching them in the view of the camera while trying to film this TV show, whatever.
Yeah, make it a very guerrilla-style shooting.
Mm-hmm. Because
it would work.
Yeah, no one's done it that way.
And you have a whole new cast, so they would be already... it wouldn't be like in The Office introducing that concept way too late.
Mm-hmm.
Because when...
Way too late.
Yes, season 9 is when they decided that, which is the final season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like... So the entire time, we were supposed to know that they were talking to a documentary crew?
Yeah.
I thought it was just shot that way to be funny.
Yeah, I know. So many shows do that style for no real... Abbott Elementary's also kind of given up on that. Like, they talked about it a lot in the first few seasons. Where it's like, why are there cameras over here? Oh, we're doing this documentary. But in this last season, we're in their homes.
Yeah. We're in the bar.
Yeah.
So, Sony and Apollo. Apollo is an investor group. Mm-hmm. Sony has teamed up with them. They have actually placed their offer to buy Paramount Studios for $26 billion.
That's a lot of money.
This is a real offer. They want to do it. Skydance is still working on trying to acquire Paramount. Mm-hmm. But now that there's a new offer on the table, it will muddy some things. Mm-hmm. A long time ago, there were rumors that, and I still keep reading about them, that Warner Brothers Discovery was also like, why don't we just pick up Paramount also?
Yeah, I don't know, because of Warner Brothers, you're not doing too hot.
I know we started this talking a little bit of smack about them, mm-hmm. but they're... In that article about this new streaming bundle with Warner Brothers and Disney teaming up, mm-hmm. they're talking about how the streaming landscape isn't what it was.
No, they've really ruined it.
They did, and there's too many apps, there's too much stuff going on.
That's why Watcher was really dumb to try to make their own app. It's like, really? As if there's not enough?
How are they doing?
I don't think they've uploaded anything since their...
Oh, guys.
I unsubscribed to them, so...
Why?
Because I didn't want to support them. I thought they were stupid.
I didn't unsubscribe to them. I thought about it, but then I was like, why? I'm just being petty.
Also, I don't like... we haven't watched any of their shows in months. Mystery Files, I guess. Not even Ghost Files.
No, we didn't even watch the newest season of Mystery Files.
No, we watched
because they adapted a story about Champ.
Yeah.
And I thought about watching it, but then I was like, I'm just going to do it on my own.
I also just don't... they're not funny with each other. They're not engaging.
No.
They just kind of babble about things, and not even in a very interesting way.
It's... So, Try Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Try Guys, what was it? Phoning It In was the new season.
Great show.
And Johnny Cakes, who's become more of a Try Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider him a fourth an honorary member.
Yeah.
Along with Quasi.
Uh-huh. It's a top tier combo.
I love all four of them on screen together are amazing.
Yes.
They work so well together.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny is got that unique character where he's
always nervous.
He's nervous, but he's kind of sexual.
And I don't even think he always means to be. He just kind of stumbles into it. Nervous sexual. What a combo for a human. I think Quasi's just an amazing wild card. Like he always says his mind. He runs at 110% every time.
And he knows he's not good.
Yeah, but he's so earnest about it too. Like
So
you
it's
can
like-
see he knows he's not good and he wants to get better,
Yeah.
but he just doesn't always know how.
And yeah, you have that dynamic and you're like, this is a show to watch. Game Grumps, they still have their...
Yeah, they're still chugging along at the 10-minute power hour.
Even though sometimes they're really just gross.
It's hard to watch them when you eat.
Yes.
It's one I go to often when I'm like, oh, I want to eat lunch and watch something. Game Grumps. But I have to really sit there and be like, all right, I need to pick a specific one. I can't just pick anyone willy-nilly. If it's a toy-related one, I'm usually good. But if there's ever food involved, I know to kind of avoid it.
Who's the other one? Not Dan.
Aaron?
When he's spitting in boxes, it's like, God, dude, you didn't have to show me that.
Yeah. They used to be way worse back in the day.
Yeah, no, he showed me some stuff. That cheesehead thing.
Yeah,
What the hell?
David Cheeseman.
Yeah. Pitch Perfect 4 is rumored to be in works right now, and this is according to Rebel Wilson.
What?
Yes. And I was like, no.
Who wants this? I don't even think fans wanted the third one. Also,
I don't care too much for Pitch Perfect, and you showed me Pitch Perfect 2, which I was like, this is even worse.
No, I didn't. I've never seen the second or third ones. I've only showed you the first one.
Well, I've definitely seen the second one.
I have. Well, you've seen more than me.
And I'm just like, you're no High School Musical.
Also, they're old now.
Yes.
All those people. What, are you going to bring back Adam Levine?
Devine.
Adam,
Levine?
That's Maroon 5.
Yes.
You gonna bring back Adam Devine with his obviously 40-year-old man face?
Yeah, that's just weird. Yeah, again, more sequels that we just weren't asking for. Mm-hmm. James Gunn released his first official photo of David Cornsweet.
Yeah, the boots. Everyone's talking about those boots.
What do you think of those boots?
I mean, they're Superman boots. I'm rather indifferent.
I'm upset with the image because I'm like, yeah, there's cool stuff happening in the background, but why is he just putting on his boot? Like, why is this the shot that we have to see?
Mm-hmm.
I want him just standing there.
Yeah. Give me a pose, bro.
Show me the cape flying in the wind, and you're standing there showing off your muscles. That's what I want to see.
Be even sexier.
That's it. I just want man juice all over
I just
this.
want to give me them titties.
Did
all of My Adventures of Superman come out? Did the second season come out?
No, not yet. It's coming, but there is a trailer. I chose not to watch the trailer because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna watch it, so.
Yeah, I'm already down for it. Mm-hmm. When it comes out, we're gonna watch it and talk about it.
Hell yeah.
They finished filming Superman and Lois.
That's still a thing?
Well, it's its final season.
Oh.
And I've heard that an Arrowverse character will appear.
Who? Who could possibly show up?
I didn't look it up, but I was like, I would assume it's Barry.
I would assume it's some real obscure one, like Oracle, or Mr. Terrific, you know. Diggle, maybe.
Diggle's already in it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Best Boy's always there.
I gasped so hard, it was high pitch.
An appropriate response to Diggle. I always wanted him to be a Green Lantern.
He was supposed to be one.
I was so upset because he wanted to do his thing, but he didn't want to be Green Arrow. And I was like, make him Green Lantern.
I love Arrow. Arrow, it's a little tougher as you keep going.
Yeah.
But there are some great moments of Arrow. And watching that show when it was coming out, because I stayed with it for all 10 seasons.
I binged all of it with you.
No, you rewatched it with me.
Well,
I was so into it.
I would leave for class and come back, and you'd be like 3 hours into like new episodes, and you would have to pause and tell me. Half of that show is just word of mouth by you.
Yes. No, Diggle. I didn't know much about Oliver Queen. the show really introduced me to him and what he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And they made him more Batman-esque, which was a really appropriate choice, and it works really well with him.
Mm-hmm.
They took away a lot of that comic relief that he has from his comic.
It's always weird going to, like, the animated ones, and he's always, like, got, like, jokes, and he's very, like, wisecracking.
Yep.
I get why they didn't. They were going for something serious.
Yep. And that's what the environment called for at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when he picks up his personal bodyguard because his family thinks that he's weak and he's not capable of being strong.
Because they don't know he's...
Even though he just came back from the island that he was stuck on for years.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he's a hardcore killer.
Mm-hmm.
In the first season, he is killing people.
It's so weird going back, like, the first season of The Flash is the same way, where it's like, you can see what it was going to be, but it just wasn't quite figured itself out yet.
Yeah. But Diggle became an instant favorite of mine. To the point where I had a little figurine. You can usually get them. I got mine at IKEA. And you use those to kind of draw poses.
Mm-hmm. He's over there on my desk.
Yep.
He's holding all my keychain stuff.
On the bottom, I was like, nope, this one's called Diggle because I like Diggle.
Yep.
One Piece Season 2 got a little teaser. Also, happy birthday, Monkey D. Luffy.
Happy birthday, Monkey D. Luffy. Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. Wahoo!
Even though he's Brazilian.
Yes, I'm sure it was coincidental. Not like Usopp, whose birthday is April 1st.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Monkey's birthday. And there was an adorable little video Netflix released with Iñaki.
Mm-hmm.
He had a cake. And there was a candle on the cake with a 3 on it. And I was like, what does that mean? What does 3 mean? What is that? And I looked at the comments and everyone's like, Mr. 3. And I'm like, what is that? What does this mean? Who's Mr. 3?
So we are definitely going to be tackling Broke Works for the live action. How far we'll get into that series, I don't know. I feel like Alabasta is a really big chunk.
Well, I was saying beforehand, I think, we might get into the Alabasta stuff, but not fight Crocodile by the end of the second season. Unless the second season's a lot longer than the first season.
It could be.
Which I would be very happy about.
I would think 10 episodes, first 2 dedicated to introducing us to Tony, Chopper.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is all about Alabasta.
When do they find Vivi? Is she with Tony?
They find her around that arc. I forgot what it's called.
It's named after the mountain he's on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I just know he's on that mountain.
But yeah, they just kind of pick her up, and she's actually... I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to spoil anything.
I know she has her giant duck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw pictures of what kind of Pokemon companions the Straw Hats would have, and they included the honorary Straw Hats, like Vivi, and it was a Psyduck. And I was like, yeah!
Yeah, I'm still playing that game, One Piece Odyssey.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's so colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was thinking of, like, comparing it to Persona 5, the end screens from Persona 5, which is all, like, dark red. Like, there's a lot of movement, because he's doing his thing, but then I looked at yours, and it's just like, explosion of rainbow colors! Another explosion of rainbow colors! More explosions of bright colors! And I was like, whoa.
I am loving it. I'm loving going back and just hanging out with the characters. The damn game's taking me too long.
That's how they do.
I know. I'm like, oh, this was supposed to be a month long, guys.
You thought it'd only be a month as a JRPG? You cray-cray?
I know. Now I'm like, what's the next game I'm going to approach? Because by the time I'm there, we're going to have Resident Evil 9 and Silent Hill on our plate.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still going to finish One Piece. Don't worry. There was never a fear of that. But Resident Evil 9 will be revealed very soon, actually. Yep. It'll be revealed this summer.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of announcements of announcements. Nintendo had one as well.
Yep.
It's like, oh, thanks.
Resident Evil 9 will take place on an island that's inspired by Singapore. You'll be in a remote, rural town. It will be open world for the whole town. And you'll play as Chris Redfield.
Yeah. I liked all those words except open world. I just don't see how...
But then you brought up a game. A
Yes.
game that Microsoft apparently doesn't give a crap about. And that was The Evil Within 2. Mm-hmm. I love The Evil Within. I love The Evil Within 2. I love the differences between them and the way Evil Within 2 allows much more open investigation throughout that town. Mm-hmm. Well, Evil Within is very claustrophobic. The camera's way too close to him.
I thought it was a big complaint. Was that it's the up your ass game.
Yep. And it's so much more gorier.
It is.
Than Evil Within 2. Evil Within 2 is scarier.
It is. That one with all the legs? Huh.
The Oni?
Oni in general are just terrifying.
Yeah. And,
The only way I can picture it, so like with conceptualized Resident Evil 8, you know, there's your 4 House Lords.
Yes.
You have to fight them in a specific order. The only thing I can think of is instead they let you fight them in whatever order you want to.
No, I'm sure there'll be a storyline that forces you in directions.
Maybe,
but then you can also just go off and just go into somebody's house and just murder all zombies. That's what I'm going to assume this will be. I think it's going to be a very, very action, violent oriented game.
I can only imagine it being the way I'm describing, because that like puzzle dungeon element is such a staple of Resident Evil, and I don't see how you could do that without having the sectioned off areas to have your specific puzzles happen in. So you would have to have different dungeons, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. And I think they'll be able to do that, especially because they have their key system. Mm-hmm. And the stupid fucking keys and which doors they go in. And
I just always think of Carlos in the third remake. When he goes into the precinct that Resident Evil 2 takes place in.
Yeah, the RPD.
And he runs past one of the doors and it has like a heart or like a spade on it.
I thought it was the clove.
And he just goes, "This is a weird fucking door."
I'm super excited for Resident Evil 9. I think it's cool that this summer we will see its announcement. We will also find out the release date of Silent Hill.
We're quickly approaching the E3 season.
Yes.
E3 in quotations.
They finished the script for Avengers 5. The title has not been revealed.
No.
Some characters made it, some characters did not. We don't know who they're fighting. I'm not sure if it's Kang.
There's been so many rumors, constantly changing. This is one of the ones where I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. I'll see a trailer.
The rumor is for now it will be Sam Wilson, Captain America, Mark Ruffalo playing Hulk, Smart Hulk.
I hate Smart Hulk.
Well, he's probably going to die in this one.
I think it's so stupid that they had all of his really intense, interesting development of a character happen off screen between Endgame and Infinity War.
Yep.
That's stupid.
Yeah, and She-Hulk never even addresses it.
He
talks about it at the first episode.
You know what's the thing I hate most in the entirety of the Marvel universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Scar.
His son?
His stupid son from nowhere. I hate him. I hope they never bring him back. If they have to scrap the entirety of She-Hulk to obliterate that character from existence, I am fine with it, because I hate him just existing off screen. Fuck you, Marvel.
I don't know, because Daredevil's in there, and he's got that dumb yellow suit.
It is dumb. You know what? I really hate Scar.
I love that they keep teasing us with Daredevil like this. It's like, oh, you assholes.
I expected him to be a bigger role in Echo, and I was bummed.
His fight with her, though? Because so cool, with the shotgun.
I think, yes. I think their interactions could be rather interesting. And it could be an interesting moment to talk about ableism. Because she's deaf.
Why are you trying to bring wokeness to my comic books?
I think it would have been a very cool moment, but no, we don't get that, Marvel.
So we have a summer. We're getting really close to it. It's almost time for the school year to be over.
Mm-hmm.
Graduations, all that, and then bam, we're gonna get to the summer blockbusters.
Yes.
And it actually kicks off this weekend.
Yeah.
It will be beginning with the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
That is the first one to start.
Okay.
I'm not excited. I did not like the first two. I didn't bother with the third one.
No.
I never was interested in Kingdom of Planet or Planet of the Apes in general.
The original, the old school original, is neat. I've seen it. It's neat. It's only neat when you know the ending. The ending's the only good part, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, and honestly, in film school, they were like, you don't have to watch this one, here's the ending. And then they showed us the clip, and he realizes he's been on Earth the whole time.
It hits a lot harder because, like, he talks about it constantly throughout the movie, how he wants to leave and go back to Earth.
Yeah.
You know, you understand the gravitas of the situation when you understand his entire fight has been futile. But, yeah, the ending's the only important part.
Yeah. So, hopefully, next week we will have way more information to share.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
I called it E3 season, but because E3's not around anymore, technically we could start getting new information at any point in time.
We could. I'm more curious about the Switch 2 because supposedly it will drop this holiday season.
Yeah.
Despite all the rumors saying it drops early next year. Resident Evil 9 is already forecasted to be released in January of 2025.
Makes sense. If they're actually going to do the Switch 2, it's going to be for ZA. Pokemon ZA. They're going to go hand in hand. That's going to be its release game, its launch game. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Especially what they said it's supposed to be the most ambitious Pokemon game ever made.
They say that every time.
Well, yeah, but what they're doing here, it's a whole city.
Yeah.
And you get to run around that city as Chris Redfield killing people.
Resident Evil with Pokemon is like my favorite combo. It's never existed officially, but I like it.
Isn't it just Pal World?
You know what? You're not wrong.
Okay, box office trolls.
Box office trolls.
Number 1.
You changed your browser. You're in dark mode now.
Yeah.
Ah.
I told you I cleaned my whole computer.
Oh, that involves helping your eyesight not burn off? People always like, oh, do you screen?
No. So it will be like this for, I don't know, 3 years, and then I'll go back to white for like 3 years, then I'll go back to black.
People always are baffled when I use light mode for like Twitter or YouTube or whatever, and I don't know how to explain it, because if it's not on light mode, I'll stay there longer. If it's on light mode, I'm like, okay, I need to get back to work, because this is hurting my eyes.
Okay. Number 1, Fall Guy.
Oh, that came out.
Yep.
Cool. Good for you.
Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood.
They sure do.
And
oh my god.
you got 2 attractive people playing the main characters. Yeah, of course it's going to be good in the box office, but it's not as interesting as the story of number 2 here. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, re-released.
Yeah. Deserved.
In North America, it made 8.7 million.
Nice.
I think it made way more than that. It was like $23 million worldwide.
There was
because people just celebrate Star Wars Day.
Yeah, May the 4th. There was a convention also that happened.
There's always a convention.
And nothing is more heartwarming than seeing Hayden Christensen getting love and praise for being Anakin. Because he got through so much shit when the movies were originally coming out. because Star Wars fans, the old school Star Wars fans are the worst people on Earth.
They are. They really are. They're toxic.
They're whiny little babies.
Their movies aren't that good.
They're the ones who sit there and be like, Boba Fett's the best character ever. That's why he needs his own TV show.
He's not good until he has his own TV show.
And it's like, he's not a character. You just like an idea of an action figure you had. You like your imagination of Boba Fett.
I hated Boba Fett so much. And then when that TV show came out and they just took everything that everyone wanted Boba Fett to be and just gutted it.
And just threw it in the garbage.
I was like, this is a better show, man.
No, but now people who like actually have like souls and creativity are like, yeah, Hayden Christensen. And it's just so heartwarming to see every single time.
Growing up watching him play Anakin, Anakin's my favorite Star Wars character.
He's a good one. He's up there.
He's the only one that I actually feel strong emotions with. Mm-hmm. And I can understand why he does what he does.
Well, he's the most... Like, there's interesting elements to other characters. Like, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, even... What's her name?
Rey?
No.
Leia?
Anakin's wife.
Padme?
Like they all have interesting elements to them that you can discuss, but he's the one that has like the most like turbulence to his character. Because he's not truly evil for evil reasons. There's like a fear, there's trauma, past problems, his mother's death.
Dude, episode 2 when he's holding his dead mom and he looks up and he's crying but he's angry.
Yep.
And he comes out of the tent with his lightsaber.
It's very much... Also, it very much highlights the problem with the Jedi Order, is that their go-to method was suppression. Well, just suppress those bad emotions. Try to get rid of them. But that's not always helpful, and it shows, because sometimes you need... If you don't have an outlet for your...
Technically, he was too old to begin the Jedi trials.
Technically.
And that's why they have a lot of problems with him. Along with him being unnatural.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't actually have a father, he just exists.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Jedi Order has too many... The Jedi Order has too many stupid rules. And they led to their own downfall. Because they had adhered so much to a concept that they thought was their way of doing things, that they ended up...
creating their own monster.
They ended up failing him in the long run. There should have been support for him the whole way.
Yeah. He
was a slave, he had to abandon his mother, and then he goes to a strange world where no one's there, and everyone's like, we can't do this. You abandoned everything for nothing. We're going to have to go back to being a slave. Like, of course he ended up going through a lot and becoming Vader.
Well, he's afraid of that as a little boy, and Qui-Gon tells him, don't worry, I will keep you with me. Mm-hmm. And of course, sadly, Qui-Gon meets his demise.
And then there was a Darth Maul in the way.
Yeah. Number 3, Challengers.
What's that one?
Which one is this? Oh, this is,
was that the Zendaya one?
Yeah, Zendaya.
With the tennis? Yeah.
Number 4, Tarot. Or Tarot.
yeah, Tarot. It looks so dumb.
Seeing that it's produced and made by Screen Gems tells me it's such a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Because you know what Screen Gems is best known for?
What?
Live action Resident Evil.
Yeah. As someone I made my own tarot deck.
Yeah.
I'm not summoning demons. It's so goofy.
It's the weird thing of the Ouija board. It's like, oh, you can talk to spirits through it. You can't.
No.
I've played with them. You can't.
We've all done the song and dance.
You're so full of it. Mm-hmm. It's someone moving the piece.
It's just people looking at a thing that they don't understand from some other culture or concept and going, it must be bad.
No, but that's the thing. So originally, years ago, I was like, where does the Ouija board come from? And they're like, oh, this princess in Africa used to use it to speak to spirits, and then the slaves brought it over, and it slowly became this board game. That's not true at all.
Yeah.
It's just a made-up game
Yeah.
To just play around and have fun pretending like you're going to talk to things.
You can get the board game. You can buy it from Hasbro.
Yeah, Hasbro.
That's the ones you see in movies. That's a Hasbro one.
Yeah.
Hasbro made that. If you can just make up on a piece of paper. Yeah. You can just write out the alphabet, yes and no, and you can play a Ouija board right then and there. Because it's not a real game for connecting to the spirits.
Number 5, Godzilla x Kong New Empire.
Alright.
Number 6, Civil War.
Okay.
Number 7, Unsung Hero.
I'm going to say, just to interrupt real quick, Civil War, poor name, because everyone's just going to think of...
Captain America Civil War.
Yes.
But it's not.
And all of the memes that went along with it. It's like, hey, I was thinking of going to Chipotle. Oh, really? Because I wanted to go to Taco Bell. Civil War. Just minor differences.
I will add this here. Chipotle. We had it last night. It tasted great.
Yeah.
Next morning, oh no.
No. Oh, God. And I'll be honest, I had Taco Bell for lunch today.
How are you feeling?
It was amazing.
Yeah. Just saying.
All those jokes people make about Taco Bell.
It's not true.
It's not true.
But Chipotle, I was bleeding. Number 8, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Oh.
Number 9, Abigail.
Oh, I saw with Kung Fu Panda 4. I saw a bit of a clip on TikTok of the Wired Google response interview that they do.
Yeah.
It was Jack Black and Awkwafina for Kung Fu Panda. They looked so awkward next to each other. They looked like they knew each other, but weren't friends.
Yeah.
Especially he looked very uncomfortable. She was doing her best, but they no chemistry. Weird.
And number 10, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh. Frozen Empire is a weird one to release now. Because it's the hottest time of the year.
Some people just absolutely love Ghostbusters.
Those people are in their 50s.
Yes. And the first movie is hilarious. The movie with the girls was hilarious.
Yeah, people just didn't give it a chance. Every time it's a woman, people just don't want to pay attention.
It's a star-studded cast, both times.
Yeah.
Okay, so we watched some things.
We did.
One thing that's not on my list here that I'm going to start out with is Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1.
Yeah, the animated one just came out.
I hate its animation.
I get it.
The way they look, I understand they're trying to go with that old school look because it's from the old school comics.
I will say, we've watched several animated DC movies.
Yes.
And they always kind of adhere to that similar style. And I think it's rather boring.
It is.
Because I feel like they could be much more creative artistically.
There are a few that don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Justice League Doom?
Which one was Doom?
Doom is the one where Batman's plans are revealed to the villains and they use them against the Justice League.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like that was also pretty similar in style.
It looks better.
Mm-hmm.
There's... what's another one? Oh, the New 52. What was the first one called? War? Justice League War?
I think you're... Yeah.
That was amazing. And they have their new designs for the time.
I don't know. They all... I don't know. Like, I just feel like we could be doing something more interesting. A lot of them are very samey.
All those Batman movies?
It's all of them. They're all the same. They all try to look like the classic cartoon. Yeah. Batman Beyond? No.
Batman, the animated series.
Yes.
With its own movie, the Mask of the Menace.
Phantom? No.
No. I want to.
Phantom Menace. It's the one with Joker in the end having his whole theme park all to himself.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called.
God.
But yeah, that one.
That's a really good one.
It is good. They're all good.
The Long Halloween series was really good.
Tough to sit through.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke's another tough one. Yeah. They all just look the same.
Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, they all look the same.
They don't look the same.
They do. They have the same art style.
Okay. Well, I was like, here's a weird thing. I noticed that this movie's about the Flash going back and trying to fix things, and I was like, well, when they reboot the whole thing again, it's Flashpoint, which is the best of them all.
Where Flash goes back
and does it. And then I'm like, okay, so he's obviously the most important DC character because he's the only one capable of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about the Flash movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I need to watch that a third time because it was not good.
God, no.
So after that, we watched the new comedy, Unfrosted.
Well,
Jerry Seinfeld.
Using the word comedy lightly, I see.
It was funny. It's a weird movie that's in the vein of the O's style of humor.
It's just an outdated style is the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought it was weird that they went with that style. It does work. There were some interesting mascots in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting because we did a little project where we talked about them.
Mm-hmm. My biggest thing is a lot of the charm is recognizing the actors.
Yes. Cameo galore.
A million. Everyone's some big name. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, if it wasn't those big names, a lot of this movie wouldn't be nearly as charming. Like, if Snap, Crackle, and Pop wasn't those 3 SNL guys, I wouldn't care. If they're random, like, assortment of people who know how to do marketing, like Chef Boyardee or the German dude, if they weren't big-name celebrities, I wouldn't care. And that's a lot of that movie is relying on you caring about these celebrity names.
Yeah.
Because the characters aren't actually doing anything.
It's not a well-told story if you want to understand how Pop-Tarts come to be.
No.
Pop-Tart versus Country Squares.
Yeah. Do you want the subplot of the ravioli that comes to life?
Yeah, that happened.
And
that was ridiculous.
Kept happening.
He's there at the end, too.
Remember how Jason Marsden? Is that his name? Jason Marsden?
That was James Marsden.
James Marsden? Remember how the only thing he did was there was a joke where a computer analyzed his crotch and was like, he's not wearing underwear. And they had to have Jerry Seinfeld walk over to him and be like, you need to wear underwear. And then he sat there and was like, okay, man. And then he thought about his crotch, about how much bulge he's showing. Wasn't that a funny joke? Definitely needed in my movie about Pop-Tarts.
One of the characters dies because he explodes to death. That was weird.
God, his death scene was stupid. The whole funeral was so dumb.
I was thinking about it the day after because they fill his the hole in the ground is filled with cereal and milk, and then they turn it up with giant spoons, and then this one grieving woman comes up with a banana and slices banana peels while crying, and the character's wife is like, who even is she?
Yeah. There was one part where it was just a commercial. They're like, we need to think about this. And then it goes into like slow-mo shots of them grabbing a bowl that says Kellogg's. And then they're pouring their cornflakes and they're all eating it. And I'm like, I really didn't like it. And the more I sit with it, the more I hate it.
Okay. I agreed that it was not the greatest film of all time, but it is worth watching.
I would argue. Nope. Okay. Don't watch it. It's so not worth it.
We're at a difference there.
Also, Jerry Seinfeld is a whiny bitch. Don't give him money.
The age-old long question of why Seinfeld, the TV show, was successful. Was it Jerry Seinfeld or Larry David?
Larry.
It's Larry.
It's Larry.
It's clearly Larry.
I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is actually funny.
Yes.
What's Jerry been doing other than crying?
Crying with comedians in cars getting coffee.
When comedy doesn't work anymore.
And
just be funny, and then maybe your comedy would work, Jerry.
And then you guys are probably looking at the front cover going like, they haven't talked about why this thing's on the front of it. We stopped watching Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Wasn't getting into it. Saw something else, and I was like, you know what? This show, its first season won Best Anime of the Year. Its movie, Zero, came out, and is one of the highest grossing anime films of all time.
And its second season also
won.
Just won Best of the Year.
Of the Year. And Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Oh, why were you guys not really talking about it like this?
You all should have been telling me to watch this one.
This one is so much cooler.
Immediately. Infinitely more interesting and entertaining.
Yep.
Like, everyone was like, you need to get to at least episode 13 of Demon Slayer before it actually gets tolerable.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 1. Like, halfway through episode 1, I was like, I'm sold. I'm good. This is it. Like, every character is interesting and funny.
They're charismatic.
All the jokes are landing for me, and it's got such a good speed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're really cool. The demons themselves, these illustrations of them. The special one they fought in the prison.
Yeah.
Oh my god, terrifying. And then when he goes into his demon form, and you see how much more powerful he is.
Also, oh my god, and I love, he's amazing. Yuji's amazing.
Yuji and his demon are amazing.
He's the final boss. The
Yes.
demon inside of him is the final boss. So as our main character is getting stronger, so is our final boss at the same time.
Yep.
And it's such an interesting power dynamic of watching Yuji always having this thing he could activate that he could win instantly.
Yep.
Because he's so strong. But he doesn't want to have to rely on it because of the power he would lose control.
Yep.
It's so, and then his desire is to just have a good death. Because he's going to die inevitably.
Yeah.
That's the deal they make. But he wants a good death.
It's really good.
It's so good. I like every character.
I like his teacher.
Mm-hmm. Gojo's great.
Very,
Kakashi
like.
Super Kakashi. The hair, the blindfold.
But instead of one eye, it's two eyes.
Rather than sitting around just reading porn all day, he's just... what is Gojo up to? Running around just talking to people?
From what we know, he likes to eat.
Yeah. They
all like eating.
Yes. I think his friends are fun. Minimal screen time so far, I understand. Things happened, plot-wise.
Yeah, we haven't finished season 1, but we are enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then after season 1, we'll watch the movie.
Yeah.
I know the movie's a prequel.
Season 2's not on Netflix yet?
No, but it is on Crunchyroll.
God damn it. Do I want to keep this stupid Crunchyroll thing?
I would, because I want to see Chainsaw Man 2, whenever the hell that is.
We'll see. We'll see what's out.
But no, Jujutsu Kaisen is way cooler. I'm enjoying it. It's bloody, it's violent, it's funny, it's colorful, it's unique, it's its own damn thing.
The main character doesn't sit there and monologue internally and repeat things for like a million hours.
He did that in that one fight, because he lost his hand and he was losing his other one.
Well, yeah, but he was also panicking.
Yeah, he's panicking, and then he became the demon.
Yeah.
And the fight just became even cooler.
Yes. There's something cool every episode. Unlike Demon Slayer, where Tanjiro waddles about going, what do I do? And then the next episode starts and he goes, oh yeah, I have a sword. Let me just pull out this new sword technique that I haven't shown off yet. Because I know 10 of them. And you all know that I know 10. But I'll just pull some random new one out to bullshit my way out of this problem. I can't stand Demon Slayer. It pisses me off.
I do plan to go back to Demon Slayer, but I'm enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen way more.
We went to a shopping district recently, and there was a GameStop. 1 million Demon Slayer figurines.
Yep.
Like 1,000 of them. 100 million. Only 2 for One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Yasup and Helmeppo. And they're both cool characters, I'll admit, but not the characters I wanted. If it was Kobe, I would have been into it. If it was Usopp, I would have been into it.
Yeah. That's... One Piece gets shafted in America. Mm-hmm. It really does. You got anything else? You doing Magical Girl May?
I am!
Nice.
The first episode, if you're listening to this, at the time you're listening to it, when it just comes out, The first Magical Girl May video is going to be available on Patreon, and it'll be up on YouTube on Friday.
Cool beans.
It's a funny one. It's very funny. I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Is it as funny as Unfrosted?
If that is the bar, and if I don't surpass that bar, then I might as well just give up my career entirely.
We typically call them pastries. I hope you guys have a good week. I'm still doing One Piece. I got some other projects. We'll see them.
Bye-bye.
Bye.